let's see the fourth one. Now the fourth one is something that I would think little kids could learn for their first project. What's that one called?
It's called the Twisted Loop Cast On, and it is the easiest, but it is the least elegant. If you go with this one now, try to learn one of the other ones later on. You cannot use this for knitting in the round. You start by because it's going to make a gap between the stitches that's going to get bigger with each stitch. So when you get back to where you started, you'll have an unsightly loop hanging down.
Show us the loop thingy that you just said. What's it called again?
It's called the Reverse Loop Cast On.
Okay.
Take about 6 inches of yarn again, form your loop, bisect it with your working yarn, pull the working yarn through, put it on the needle, and pull it closed but not too tight. You only need one needle for this one. Now, wrap the yarn around your finger, turn it, and put it on the needle. You're kind of going to pick up the yarn as if you're pointing palm up towards the needle, and then twist it. Needle goes through, pull it, but not too tight.
It does seem very simplistic.
It is, and you can really cast on very quickly with this.
Okay.
But just see it 1 or 2 more times.
Slowly, just like that. Under and onto the needle, just like that. Okay. Okay, how do you know how many stitches you have on your needle?
Well, you can count the loops, and that first slip knot does count as a stitch.
Okay, now that you have your yarn on your needle, you're actually going to have to know how to use it. So, show us the knit stitch.
Okay, you put the needle through the first loop in the same direction that the other needle is facing it, so they're both coming through the same way. And now you're going to wrap your yarn. First around your hands a little bit for tension, not too much. One of the biggest mistakes beginning knitters make is strangling the needle. You don't want to do that. Wrap it so it goes behind, up and around, and then comes forward. Pull that loop forward through the first stitch. Pop that stitch off, and you're good to go. Again, insert the needle front to back. Wrap the yarn, pull it through, forward, pop the stitch off. You want the bar to fall on the side away from you. One more time, it's going to be in, around, through, and pop that stitch off.
Okay, so now do a row.
Okay.
Now what's really kind of funny is that you didn't know this stitch when you first began to knit. Isn't that true?
Now I only knew the purl stitch. Sharon knew the knit stitch. We traded.
There you go. That's as simple as that. That's how you got started.
Yep.
So now talk about show what you got there.
Okay, the knit side is going to look like a bunch of little V's. The purl side is going to look like a bunch of little bumps. This stitch here is going to look loose. As soon as you start knitting the next row, that looseness is going to go away. And the way to start the next row is simply to turn it around, and you go and you do your knit stitch.
Okay, so now we've shown you, as she's doing it right now, that's the knit stitch, and we've shown you 4 ways to cast on. Okay, so now you have seen the 4 ways, according to Ivy, how to cast on. The long tail, the cable cast on, the reverse curve, and the
reverse loop cast on and the knit on cast on.
Yeah, knit on cast on. Thank you. You're the teacher, I'm the host, that's why. So next time on the podcast, we're going to show you how to check a gauge, and we're going to show you how to join a new yarn once you run out of the first ball of yarn, which I think is a really important skill. And I think another one, how to pick up dropped stitches, because everybody in this podcast is going to make a mistake or two. And you know what? That's okay, because you're learning. Taking mistakes and doing mistakes is the only way to learn. So, we didn't get any viewer questions this week, which is sad for both of us because she actually wanted to impart more of her wisdom. So, we want questions. How do we contact you?
email me at ivy@knittingstepbystep.com or go to the website and leave a comment on the blog.
Okay, so until episode 3, this is Jason Block.
And I'm Ivy Reisner. Thank you for watching.